Testing audio. Testing audio. Let's go tweak that just a little. Oh no. Snipey. You're in here to get more QQ about that? I just finished filling out the form for the RMA for that card, Snipey. So now I get to send it in to them, wait a week, and get a new card. Until then, I'm stuck using this laptop, which is not exactly ideal. Okay, let's turn these game sounds down. I don't have most of this stuff configured on my laptop. There we go. Just going through and taking advantage of this dilithium event quick, grabbing some of my stuff for doing the research lab assignments. Or not the research assignments. They get affected by the ViL bonus. Oh, this is choppy. Very quiet. Okay, let me turn it up. Is that any better? Looks like the bar is peaking up a bit more in OBS. You see, along with getting the XP and stuff for doing these research assignments, completing them all gives you a thing that you can get in the low-buy store that gives you a bunch of dilithium. And because of the dilithium event, you get even more. Like that one just gave 75,000 instead of 50,000. Oh, you missed all of what I had said originally? Okay, so my graphics card in my computer went out last night, and I just started the RMA process because with EVGA you have to talk to support. Once their support responds, you get a code which you can then use to start the RMA. So that's what I did. Until then, I am stuck on my laptop because my desktop, if I don't have another graphics card I can actually put in there right now. I have two other graphics cards, a 7850 and like a GTX 730, but those are in computers that are basically just used as HTPCs. And then they're being used, so I can't go and actually just grab them. but I knew you would be here, Snipey, to get QQ about that. You know, Snipey, I know the first EVGA card, it lasted a month, and this one lasted about 9, but overall, EVGA's been good, you know? It's just these 1080 Ti's keep dying on me, which is not good at all. Okay, so first thing I actually want to go over here is just like, should you make a Vanguard or a regular Gemidar? And I'll probably get a video done separately for this at some point once I have my desktop back and functional. But the Vanguard are the only thing you should honestly go for. And the reason for that is the Vanguards come with specializations done right off the bat. They get more than the regular Gemidar. They get Intel. For tacticals, it was Intel and Command fully done already. I don't know what the options are for science or engineers because I only made attack one. Then other things they get for their reputations, as I can get back to that window. You don't need to put a sponsorship in for any of the reputations. It comes with one in for all but Gamma. And Omega Rep, Nukara, and Iconian were complete off the bat. Regular Gemidar have 2 reputations done for free. Vanguards get 3 done for free. And for tactical, as I just said, Omega, Nukara, and Iconian are the 3 that are complete right off the bat. This dog is going nuts. Let's get these reps started up. This is my first time on this character today, so I'm just going to do some of the dailies. But that's the big stuff for the Vanguards, is they get all this stuff right off the bat given to them. The sponsorships alone for each of the reputations, that is saving you a lot of time, especially if you're a new player. Let me head over to DS9 and I'll check. Let me just finish filling in these reputations and we'll see if I can see it working or not. And they still didn't fix the Bridge Officer trait? Wow. In the meantime, while I'm hitting these, let's get it heading to Deep Space Nine. Also, before you collect any of your Gamma recruit rewards or any of the Delta or AOY rewards on your Gemidars, make sure to activate some fleet mark bonus pools and some reputation mark bonus pools, because you'll just get an extra 20% marks for free. Okay, we're gonna see now if this trait's working or not. Because I don't really have anything on here that'll be buffing up my crit chance, so either it's going to show more than the base amount here. Actually, I got to unequip stuff first. Anything else on here that would give me crit chance? Global crit chance. Getting let's unslot some of these. Actually, just save loadout. And then unequip the bridge officers. Hugo, those bridge officers are working on my Jemadar. I think. Let's slot one again. Yeah, that's working. They're working on my Jemadar. Yeah, a new account can start right away with the Jemadar, and you'd be much better off on a new account to go with the Vanguard because you'll get the rep sponsorships for everything but the Gamma rep. And you'll have 3 reps completed, so that saves you a lot of the grinding reputations like so many of us had to do. Yeah. With that, I'd say they fully fixed that, including the personal trait. I've been doing commendation spam on my Jemadar now for the last few days. So if you guys want to know like good ways to get your commendation XP up really fast, these Talshiar command codes, if you get crits on them, they give you a ton of espionage XP, and they give you some recruitment XP. If you want to get recruitment up fast also, you can just discard duty officers. Every very rare one that you discard, I believe, it's either 250 or 300 recruitment XP. Oh, Hugo, they give Cat 1. Spartan confirmed it to me the other day. It's all a Cat 1 damage buff, meaning that Romulans are still the best faction for min-maxing, but if you can get a Jemadar aligned with the Federation or Klingon that you've fully maxed out, then a Jemadar Vanguard will be the best choice if you want to fly every last Federation or Klingon ship. Basically, they are the best race now for Federation and Klingon. If that makes much sense. It doesn't, but cryptic. Oh, this thing's finally letting me collect this stuff. How nice of it. Also, another good way to spam up your commendations for duty officers is these temporal the temporal beacons. There's different versions of them. You can just get the wrapper that has them for like, I think it was like 700k a piece. Let's go down and check. But they're pretty nice. Oh, I'm really far away from everything. Be faster for me to just swap instance. How's the quality coming through on your guys' end? Because this laptop isn't exactly the latest and greatest. Romulans get access to most Federation and KDF ships. The issue is they don't get access to them all. And the ones they don't get access to are the ones that are like the good, really, really good mid-max ships, like the Vengeance on the Fed side, the D7 or D4X on the KDF side. Okay, so temporal beacons, 900 to a million per. It's not too bad. What about Tal Share command codes? So the reasons that, like, hold on, let me just reach out here. Yeah, it's just that the Romulans don't get access to those really good ships. They get access to all of the normal Fed ships, like, you know, the Galaxy class, the Excelsior. You know, those are nice and all, but they're not min-max ships. The real min-max ships are most of them that are on that exclusion list. How much crit HD should you get? You should always go for locators. And it never hurts to build up as much crit chance and severity as possible. The only exception is when it comes to your weapons. If you're a tactical captain, you want to go for the damage mod usually. And speaking of that, let me open a few lockboxes here and then I'll swap over to SOB where I was messing with something new. But I gotta open these lockboxes first. It just doesn't feel right to have EC laying around. But when we say like the Geminar are going to technically be better than a normal Federation, it's only by a few percent crit chance because basically they're going to give us other ways to get these Vanguard bridge officers on a Geminar at some point. Unlucky. So you're going to be able to run a full set of them if you want, but you're not going to do that because you're going to still run 2 SROs in your tax slots on a Gemidar because the Vanguard trait doesn't beat the Superior Romulan Operative trait. So you're going to run 2 of those, then you're going to run 3 Vanguards. So that there gives you 4% from the 2 SROs, then 3% from your others, and then your captain one. So that's 8% crit chance. Now, if you run a Fed, if you get the pack, you could get up to 6%. You'd be missing out on 1 Vanguard Bridge Officer and then your innate trait from being a Vanguard. So it's not much of a difference, but for min-maxers, every last crit chance counts. Yeah, they fixed the buffs trait. Why should TAC go for damage and Inge for crit D? Shouldn't it be the other way around? So the reason for it is because damage works off of how many other damage buffs you're running. So engineers don't have enough. They don't have as many damage buffs as a tactical does. Because your tacticals got, you know, alpha, you know, tac pattern alpha, tac fleet, go down fighting. We get all these things that are set up to boost weapon damage, or all damage, and engineers don't have that. Hugo. Yeah, there's Cardassian Bridge Officers added in. They're not that great. They have a Cat 1 damage buff on them, and then some AC and defense. But I believe you can get them from a BOF vendor. People were just selling them up on the exchange for several million because people don't know to check a BOF vendor. Okay, so I don't know if I'm going to get any parsed runs in. Probably not right now because this is running pretty stuttery for me. But I am going to go over a new weapon type that I believe is now the best weapon type in the game. Like a best, just because it has the most potential. Oh no, that's loud. Okay, so the Cardassian ships, if you buy any of them, the new C-Store ones, they give you these things you can go buy here, the spiral wave weapons, but you can get them now in dual heavy cannons, dual cannons, and turrets. So you can get them in every type. Now, this spiral is a damage times 2 basically modifier, and then it's got a phaser mod or phaser proc built into it also. So that proc is the single best proc in the game. And let's look at how much better one of these spiral wave weapons is compared to just a regular dual heavy cannon. So just looking here, the spiral wave is at 2561. The dual heavy cannon is at 2363. Now, I've re-rolled this dual cannon to be crit D / damage times 3 spiral. So that is technically a damage times 6. Or, well, it's a damage times 5, and then you have the epic damage mod, which is basically another 2 damage mods. So, let's look at it under, like, the standard situation. There's the spiral wave with rapid fire up, all the buffs for it, 6173. Okay, now I gotta wait. $57.10 versus and then emergency fire to weapons runs out. It's not my day for showing this off. $57.10 versus 6173. So that's a big jump there. So yeah, that was terrible trying to show those off with the timings there, but it's very good. Yes, might be. The issue should be fixed. The parses I did, even with it in the last slot, had them the spiral wave doing pretty well. I don't have the parse on me because that is on my desktop, which is completely powered off right now. Yeah, but these spiral waves, so let me just pull it up here. I'll just type it in here. Unless I can get a calculator to show. Where is OBS? that really not gonna show? Nope. Okay, so let me just run the calculations. How much at like a final damage buff that these spiral waves should get. So 1.03 times 1.03, do that 5 times. Okay, so if I'm right, it should basically be this. So basically, with these spiral wave weapons, if you calculate all of the damage mods on them, being the spiral is supposed to have 2 damage mods in it, along with adding the phaser proc to the weapon, then we technically have the 2 damages from that, then the 3 damages from just the damage times 3, and then we have the epic level crit D slash damage, which is a double damage mod. So that is 1.03 times 1.03, do that a few times. Then at the epic mod, it's 1.06. So that means that these spiral waves have a 22.9% final damage buff, or at least they should. So that makes them better than any other option you can get for disruptors when it comes to what mods you can get on them. I would say that, like, if you're min-maxing, if you were going for just a full disruptor build, going for the Terran plus a full set of these spiral wave disruptors would be one of the best things you could do. Of course, running the heavy turret also. Only exception would maybe be if you want to do a wide arc sensor link, but the damage difference between that or the other options is pretty noticeable. Let's compare it versus a dual heavy cannon with damage times 4 now, because that's closer than this wide arc. Just looking here, 2850 on the DHC with damage times 4 versus the spiral wave at almost basically 3000. That's 150 DPS difference before we start activating things. Snipe, it's supposed to be final. It's supposed to be just normal damage modifiers. And if it wasn't working, then this would not be doing more DPS than the actual damage times 4. Like, when I hover over this, this would be lower, or it'd be lower than this one, and it would be comparable to this wide arc. Yeah, Vanguards are... Jem'Hadar Vanguards are going to be the best thing you can do as a new player because you get the reputations all sponsored, meaning you can complete them faster. And you get a bunch of other things that really are well worth the $5 to $10 that race cost. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted by this dog. Let me just go AFK for a minute to see what's up. The dog is going nuts because of food that was made like an hour and a half ago. He's such a little hog. Okay, so what's the difference between Cat 1 and Cat 2? This is rather difficult to show without being able to show like anything other than the STO window, but so you have some damage buffs that come in at like one level, and okay, you know what, this is terrible. Let me just show. Okay, so I have these disruptor weapons on. We see here that this one is at 2627.4. So what do you think is going to add more? Another tac console that gives 34.5% cannon weapon damage, or this console that gives 17.2 for disruptors but has a two-piece that gives 7.5% bonus. So a lot of people add up that 7.5 plus the 14 or whatever was there, and they get a low number. But the reality is, let's select the TAC console first. So that TAC console takes it to 2761. Take it off. 2627. So just put it back on quick to go over that. There's a nice Reddit thing I'll link after I show this, but so there's with the TAC console. Now if I put that thing on that has the bonus damage buff with that two-piece, it's a lot more. So basically there's a bunch of buffs in the game that are category 1 or base, and they're just base level. Then you have Cat 2 where they come in and they scale off of all of your Cat 1 buffs. And then you have this is too much to do on this laptop. The stuttering is annoying me. Where's Snipey when I need him? Okay, there. That link is going to explain it much better. Because I am apparently just not capable of explaining it at this time. Okay, so how do I like our light battle cruiser versus the warship? So the light battle cruiser, I only did a few runs with this yesterday, and I can say for sure that my overall initial reaction to it was disappointment. I knew going into this that this ship was being massively overhyped because of the 2 commander seats it had, but actually running it, it's an okay ship, but it is not the best thing ever. It does have a lot of things going for it, being it can run cannons, it can do cruiser commands, you know, all that stuff, but it's still, it just, I don't think that it was worth the 450 million it was worth when I opened it. Raptor, yeah, on top of what Goss said there, you get to start many endgame things right off the bat. You don't have to do all of the story missions, and you get, especially if you go with a Vanguard Jemadar, you save so much time that it is well worth the $10 it's going to cost. And if you're a new player, just tossing 20 in for the starter pack if you can is a really good deal. Yeah, one of the seats on this Jemadar light battle cruiser is it's an engineer, and it leaves you with very limited options as to what to run. So this is what I ended up settling with: a dual locks to bat and 2 emergency powered subsystem abilities set up on the commander. I would much rather have had, an extra bridge officer station, because that's one of the things with the ship. Yeah, you've got 2 commanders, but you are trading a bridge officer station for it. So you're losing crit chance. You don't have an SRO there on a Romulan. Now the Vanguard warship, it's nice, but I don't know. I need to get it on SOB before I can really do anything there, and I've still got a bit of leveling to do for it. Here. Now, what I was talking about before with the Vanguards, there is actually a superior Vanguard for the ground trait, but there isn't one available yet for the space trait. Now, if that changes, that's going to bring Vanguards closer to Romulans, and it's going to make them increase that gap between them and a normal Federation or Klingon. So, as we were going over before, the real difference between a fully min-maxed Federation character and a fully min-maxed Jemadar should be about 2% crit chance. Now, if they go and give us a superior version for our Jemadars of the Vanguard trait on our bridge officers, you're still going to run the 2 SROs, but you then run 3 of the superior Vanguards instead of the just normal Vanguards. So that would be, let's see, that would give you a 3.5% crit chance lead over Federation. Try every last ship in the pack yet, because I've been dealing with these lovely computer issues, and it takes forever to level up these ships. So I really do like the warship so far. I've not got the best setup on it, but it's doing okay. It'll be much better if I actually go and level up other ships to get traits. It's just, I don't really feel like it. Nog's just standing there randomly. That's weird. The heavy raider I'm not really that concerned about, because I just feel it's gonna be too squishy, but I'll actually need to use it to know for sure. And at this rate, with my main computer being out, it's probably gonna be like 2 weeks till I get around to the rest of the ships. I mean, look at this. From level 5 to level 6, it's 52,000 XP you need to get. That's quite a bit. I'm actually going to beam back up to sector space, though, because I want to just go over a nice little thing I've been doing to help build up my commendations. Wait, just realized. This thing that sold for 30 million was a Mirror Universe bird of prey. Why people are paying that much, I don't know. But something else you can do to help build up your commendations, other than the Tal-Shiar command codes and temporal beacons I showed before, is, just run around and spam all of the assignments that have a decent duration and give a good buff. Like, let's see here. Oh, that's trash. But remember, you can go in and look at what the rewards are if you get a crit on these things. Like, you see some of these are just complete trash. Is there any good ones right here? These 4-hour ones aren't too bad. That take the 20. If you get a crit, they give a decent chunk. I'm aiming for assignments that every 4 to 6 hours will give you a guaranteed at least 500 commendation XP for their slot. Also, keep in mind if you're trying to get these commendations up really fast for Doffink, there are bonus pools you can buy off the exchange to give you bonus XP for them, which is very much worth it for these. That's just a free 20% bonus you're getting. Trying to build up my marauding while I'm at it, and also get me some more contraband. You don't have to go fully into new zones to pull up new DOF assignments also. Just briefly go into them, and that's usually enough. It'll pull up a different set of the assignments. So we already see some of these have changed. Marauding is the one that's going to change the most if you're Klingon aligned. That's how you farm contraband. You just go sector to sector and pick up the missions that say like raid a ship convoy or some planet or research station, stuff like that. Not really seeing much here. If you're free to play, Jem'Hadar would be the best way to go. But if you want to like really save yourself a lot of time, go for the Jem'Hadar Vanguards. They're like $5 to $10 in the C store, but they are one of the best investments you can make right now as a new player because you're going to get so much stuff for free. Hold on, I've got some Facebook messages I'm just checking. Oh, Snipey, I just saw your Facebook message. Betran? Let's take a look. Where's Betran at on here? I haven't done Betran in ages. Is that over in the beta quadrant? I thought it was over near DS9. Oh no, it's all the way over there now. My tooth still hurts a little bit, but it is what it is. Supposed to take me to it. Terrible. No, it won't set course to it. So if you're wondering how to get contraband, you just do this. You keep picking up these missions. Like the one I just started there, raid some colony or something. Sometimes you have to go back in and refresh it like that for it to pop up and update. Each of these boxes has a different set of duty officer assignments that it can pull from, so it's always good to try and hit as many as you can for the marauding. Zigzag across. Almost at Patran. Just trying to hit whatever marauding I can along the way. Oh, nothing new updating here. Surprising. Does this expansion do anything for the T5U Gem Dread escort carrier, or has performance gap widened? So nothing has changed for those, other than the fact that you can get them as account-wide unlocks if you buy the pack. Otherwise, they're exactly the same as they've always been. Um, if I recall, that specific trait Zach doesn't do enough to warrant using. Okay, so Betran, I'm getting the first one is 7. There's not too many things here. Was it one of 7 you were having issues with, or was it later in the chain? In the current meta, no. The T5U bug is not going to be very good in current PvP. That's a waste of a slot, but oh well. Yeah, I just started as you saw there, so guess I'll find that out in a few days if I keep at it. There's another marauding assignment. Raid on industrial complex. It appears you get none of the rewards if you do the missions. That like none of them go account wide. I tried claiming after I completed all of the missions on my Jem'Hadar. I just went over to one of my Klingons and there was nothing there for the missions. So I don't know what's up, even level 65 ones. There's some really nice pattern to fly for this. I forget where it was posted though. But it's a really efficient marauding route. Much better than what I just did. I think Loot Critter had it posted. I'm gonna swap over to one of my alts here after we see if this one updates. Oh, yep. Lots of good ones here. Pillage Ferengi Trading Post. Raid on Starfleet. One more sector. Let's see if we can max it out this set of assignments. Yeah, you can do that on Jem'Hadars. You can do the contraband right on them. Just go up to a security officer. Okay, so just to verify, I have most of these things done so far. For this, all of the episodes, all of the fleet ones, R&D, specialization should be 30, but that's bugged. So I've done quite a few of these. Let's go over to one of my other characters and see what rewards I can collect. Yeah, that's the big advantage with Klingons is you get access to marauding, which is really the only true way to mass farm contraband right now. Oh, wait, I haven't collected this on this character? I thought I went through and collected this on every character. The rest of the temporal agent stuff. So as we see here, I have no option for getting rewards for doing the episodes. You just don't get it. Get a bunch of the other stuff though. Reach level 65, complete a queue, complete advanced queue, bonus salvage reward, R&D, bunch of things. So one thing too is you can start your gamma rep up easy with these. When I was at like, there's the advanced queue that's 50, but there's level 65. That gives you 200 marks, including gamma. So you can just go in, select that, keep selecting it, then wait till you get a sponsorship for that character, and yeah. If you do 40 of the 40, no, there's no. Each category has its own reward, and you'll get a buff. Like, I mean, there's no specific reward for completing everything, just the individual rewards for each section. Make sure to have like some bonus fleet mark pools active though when you collect the fleet ones. You'll get a few extra fleet marks. But like those rewards there, that was a big chunk of what it gives you. Next up is all the duty officer ones, then the reputation, which we need to see what the reputation one is account wide yet. We don't know right now. It's probably just going to be a bunch of marks. Yeah, it's probably why they didn't advertise all of the rewards on the blog for this when they announced it on Monday, because compared to the previous recruitment events, they were a little bit stingy here. Speaking of bonus pools, it looks like almost all of mine have sold. Yeah. I mean, I think the missions are really good and some of this is very nice, but it's like we've gotten so little content for the last year. It just feels it makes you wonder, what have they been doing for the last year? Surely this can't be the only stuff. There's got to be more, right? Trying to think what other characters I had something listed on. They nerfed beam builds with season 13. I mean, they still work. It's just compared to other options, they're not optimal. How many characters do I have? 51 now. That's how I got the Victory is Life pack without spending any real money. If I actually go and try to do dailies on all these, takes a little bit, but if I just do contraband on all the characters, that's like 20 to 30 minutes at most. How can you get DOS for active space the cheapest way? Just go to the exchange. I mean, it depends what category you want. If you want technicians, do that Betran cluster. Just Google Betran cluster technicians. There should be something on the STO wiki or some guide on Reddit or something going over how to get them for free. That's if you need the Octobat technicians, but you can get DOFs quite a few different ways. I mean, you're fine with your beam builds. You're just not going to be doing min-max stuff anymore. But really, Skolin, it depends what DOS exactly is that you're looking at. EPW DOS? Which ones are you talking about exactly? Like, Emergency Power 2 weapons? Like, damage control engineers? Is that what you're talking about, or are you talking about something else? Damage control. Okay, then that was just weird spam of voice. So let's look at the damage control engineers. Is this Fed or Klingon? I believe you can get one or two of these free from doing, like, getting commendations out. Trying to think here. Do I have this thing talk to the guy right now? No. I'm just thinking here. I believe you get one for free right from the replicator if you get, maybe it's your engineering commendation up to rank 4. That's a free one. You get some free from ranking up some of the commendations. I'm thinking it's been so long since I actually went and got the DOS from that stuff. I think SOB's over at, yeah, Soul System. Let's beam down and take a look. She got me wondering now. You should get a free one from any mission that requires it. Yeah, so if you get your engineering commendation up to rank 4, you get a purple you can buy right off the replicator for 1,000,000 EC. But that's only one of them for your damage control engineers. And you can get another, I believe, from doing this. Let's take a look here. No, it's not an option. There's a technician, though. One of these categories gives a damage control engineer. I know. I'm pretty sure at least there's one in here that does. I don't see one in here. That's surprising. I was sure that there was one in there for damage control engineers. Well, so getting up your rank 4 to an engineering for the commendation XP, which you get from Dolphing, that's a good way to get one from your replicator for 1,000,000 EC. But for the others, because I'm guessing you're gonna want one or two more, you're stuck to opening DOF packs or using your fleet credits to buy them from your starbase. Yeah, let's take a look here. The EV suits. 85. Yeah, it's 100 dilithium, 85 if you're in a fleet that has the dill discount from the dill mine. But for those damage control engineers, it'd also be good to look into, see if any of the cluster chains give one. There's probably one out there that does. You'll have to look around on the STO wiki for that. Going from my main desktop to this thing is painful. This laptop has a 960M in it. The desktop had a 1080 Ti. It's a bit of a gap. You guys see I have some EC, so we all know what that means. Unlucky. Very unlucky. Rip that 127 million. Or whatever that was. Nah, if I wanna like have better luck trying to pull a ship, I go for those times that I did in the lockbox video and deal with, so thank you all for watching this brief stream. I'm glad the laptop was able to handle it without overheating or something, so probably not going to do a stream next week or really have any video likely out next week with my desktop currently not working, so probably be about 2 weeks. So I'll see you all around.